Hola, ¿cómo están? Buenos días a todos, hermanos y hermanas. Estamos hablando de hacer discípulos de manera intencional, de manera relacional, y no solamente en tu comunidad, sino en todas partes del mundo. Y en esta ocasión está conmigo Ezequiel Ango, desde Nigeria. How you doing, Ezequiel?
I'm doing well.
Doing well?
Yes.
Good, good. So, Ezequiel nos va a compartir un poco sobre el trabajo que está haciendo en la ciudad donde vive, y no solamente ahí, sino aún así se extienden a muchos países alrededor de su comunidad. Pero voy a dejar que él sea el que nos hable, que sea el que nos comparte en esta ocasión el trabajo que un misionero hace en el día a día. Y vamos a comenzar escuchando su historia, cómo es que él llegó a ser un seguidor de Jesús. Y entonces voy a preguntarle, él va a hablar en inglés, pero vas a poder ver los subtítulos aquí más adelante. Entonces, Ezekiel, so please tell us a little bit how you became a follower of Jesus.
It all started as a result of the ministry of World Partners in Nigeria. Many years ago, they sent Paul Omo, Joseph Omo into Zuru, and they started work there. And from their work, my uncle received the gospel. It was my uncle that now led me to Christ, and also taught me to go out and witness for Christ.
And how has been your experience as a follower of Jesus?
The experience actually in northern Nigeria, where Christians are of a minority, it hasn't really been easy, especially if you have to share your faith with Muslims. There is that fear of attack, fear of being killed. At one point, I was sharing the gospel with someone who is a Muslim, and he listened to me intently and as if he's interested. But when I came to the point where if he would accept Christ, and he asked, like, you want me to become a Christian? And I say, yeah, it's your choice. I mean, it's your decision if you want to accept Christ. And then he just flared up. He became angry, and I had a bag in his car. He threw it to the ground and said, I must be insulting him to look at him and say that he should accept Jesus.
Oh.
So sometimes because of that, people feel scared of wanting to share their faith for what might happen. And sometimes others get killed. But then the love of Jesus will not let us keep our mouth shut. We just have to share the love of Jesus with the non-believers.
Wow, so you're saying declaring publicly that you are a Christian, that will cost you life.
In some places, in some quarters, yes. My friend's daughter was killed last year. They went after her and with sticks, and they just beat her until they killed her and set fire, literally, and burnt her body.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Ezekiel, how's your life day in Nigeria making disciples? How does it look like?
Well, it's something that I feel called to do, and it's what gives me meaning to live in Nigeria, in such a violent country at the moment. I was sharing with Joe recently. I said, if not because of Jesus and the mission and the vision he has given me, there is no reason to stay among people who are so violent, who would like to kill and destroy. So, but then sharing about Jesus gives me the meaning for my life and existence in Nigeria. So what we do is just share stories about how Jesus impacted our lives and how he has changed our lives since we accepted him. So, and those stories become powerful to the non-believers. And it's easy to retell. The non-believers who come to Christ, they are able to know the instances or circumstances that brought them to Jesus. And all we do is encourage them to share those stories, those experiences they have in following Jesus. So they don't have to have a high education of studies in a theological institution or so much reading passages of the scriptures that they can remember, but they are living out the scriptures because God is working through their lives and in them, and that's all they need to share with their friends, with their neighbors, with their family members, and they can see, they can't deny that he was a drug addict, and now Jesus has changed him, or that he was uh, stealing, but accepting Jesus has made him who he is today. It's something they know. They can't deny.
Yeah.
So,
So we see the promise of Jesus when it says that we'll be becoming his witness, right?
yep.
Of sharing.
Yes.
So that's what we call to a discipleship, intentional but relational, right?
Yes.
With your friend, wherever you are, you're sharing what Jesus has done to you, your life. Ezekiel, so you know that right now we have sharing for World Partners Latino audience. So how a Latino will look like in Africa or Nigeria making disciples? Is there a chance for them to be able to make disciples over there?
Sure. The gap might only be language, but as long as you are able to communicate or have a medium that you are able to communicate with people, it's just for you to be who you are, to follow Jesus and live out the life of Jesus, and that alone is enough witness to the people. I found out that working among Muslims, that's what is very powerful. Living the life of Jesus and being and giving out the love that you have received from Jesus, people see it and they can't deny that this one is a good person. So that's how I live among Muslims.
So Latino, for Latinos, a language should be not a barrier, right? If they have love, that would be more than enough, right?
Yes,
to show to others.
the love of Jesus.
The love of Jesus.
Yes. Yeah.
Good. So Ezekiel, how the Latino church can be praying for you today?
I would like the Latino church to pray for us. We are going through stuff like challenges. The community where we used to live, we have apartments we built where we are staying with all these kids. Last year, the Fulani herdsmen came to the community that they had information about me and they wanted to come and kidnap me. So they came in the night, and as they came with their guns and in great numbers, we only heard shootings, bullets flying all over, and what's happening? We had no idea. All we needed to do was to get up, begin to pray, and we were praying. My kids, they brought bows and arrows. I said, "What? Go hide those things." Can you face someone with AK-47 and more sophisticated weapons with bows and arrows, and they are in great number? When you hurt any one of them, they make sure they kill all of us. Please go to your knees and pray. And that's what we did. We were praying and praying until they left. But they kidnapped my neighbors right in the front of the door of my house. Kidnapped this one and kidnapped that one, went away with them to the bush. So, but in the morning, I heard that they targeted to come and kidnap me. But when they came, they were not able to see my house. Wow. So that's why they kidnapped two of my neighbors. And I can't explain why they didn't see my house. It's only God that would have protected us. And so we were asked to leave that community because they are after me and my family and the kids I'm raising. So we had to relocate to another place, rent a house, though it's small, but we squeeze ourselves inside. So at the moment, we are praying that God will give us enough funding to be able to buy another land somewhere where it is more secured and then build our homes there, continue the ministry of showing the love of Jesus to our community. That is the big challenge before us. And land in Abuja is very expensive, and especially the land. That's the challenge. So would you be praying for us that the Lord will open the doors for support and funding to be able to do that? And this love of Jesus that these kids are receiving, and I always tell them, it's a legacy we're leaving for you. You are the ones that will take it to heights we never imagined. So they would now expand it and bring in more kids that are not able to come with us right now, so that in the future there will be no orphan that is left to suffer what they suffered. So they can just keep growing. And I said, if you are united in this number, there is nothing you cannot do. Nothing you cannot do. So showing the love of Jesus to kids that are molested, kids that are harassed, you can save them. So, and that's the vision we are showing them. So pray that they will accept the vision and do it even much more than we are doing it right now.
Así es, iglesia, pues eso es un poquito de lo que Ezequiel nos puede contar. Él tiene muchas más historias, muchas más peticiones de oración que puede compartirte. Si tú estás interesado en conocer más sobre Ezequiel y cómo puedes apoyarlo en su ministerio, con esos 20 niños que tiene en casa cuidando y pensando no solamente en una limitación de quedarse en 20, sino quieren tener todavía más. Que no haya ni un niño sin un cuidado ahí en ese lugar donde vive en Nigeria. Entonces puedes contactarnos, puedes hablar conmigo, puedes recibir información de Ezequiel, boletines que envía frecuentemente para que estés al pendiente de orar por él. Así que hermanos, te dejo con esto. Ora por Ezequiel, por su familia, por toda la comunidad que está conociendo a Cristo a través del servicio que ellos están haciendo. Así que muchas gracias por estar conectado con nosotros. Que Dios te bendiga y nos vemos después. Hasta la próxima. Bendiciones. Gracias, Ezequiel. Thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias.